Hey everyone, it's Tom Sydney Bushnell, aka Numbers, here from Psych.Club, from the Tom Numbers Show. News with Tom Numbers on top of you again, and we're doing the countdown. There's 106 days to go to November 5th, and yesterday I did my 107 days to go. Quite early in the day, it was Sunday, and well, 107 something happened yesterday. Joseph Biden, 107, stepped down. So he's not running for president anymore. And 107 is Trump's. It's studios. What's the name of the studios out in California where a lot of this has been filmed? There's a Tyler Perry one, but then there's another one. It's a couple of years ago since I spoke about it, but nevertheless, yeah, the studios 107, the studios 140, Tom Numbers, Top Trumps, not Top Trumps, The Apprentice, Top Trumps is 158, remember. But anyway, Biden has stepped down. So who's in the chat? We've got a few of you in the chat already. Biden is 34, which is Leap, which is Grace, which is DJT. Hang on, is it? Yeah, I never do the numbers on Biden, but let me just check. Yeah, it is. Pretty sure it is. Yeah, so 73. Yeah, it is. Biden. Yeah, Biden is... Biden's 34, Neo, DJT, Grace, Leap. Hey, Tracy. Hey, Jackie. Jackie. Hey, everybody. So, yeah. So he's stepped down. So we've got the prospect of Kamala Harris, Chameleon Harris. Hey Cheryl, how are you? Mr. Floyd, hello everybody. So yeah, that's what's that's what's going on. I did mention the other day there's a European newspaper. It's called the European. It's a paper, but I think it comes out every couple of weeks, maybe every month. But it says on the front page, it says the bullet hit Trump, but it killed Biden, and everybody seems to be in concurrence with that. So, hey Tracy, we love you too. I love you too. Millie, hey. So anyway, that's what's happened. So we'll see how the narrative goes with that one. Do you remember 2 days ago? So it would have been on the 108th countdown, because today's 106th one. So 106 is red pilling, 106 is platinum. The atomic number for platinum is 78, which is Kennedy, which is Butler. I think it's Genesis as well, if I remember rightly. Yeah, I think it is. I used to think it was 82, but it's at 78. I think Genesis, yeah, beginning. Yeah, 106 is red pilling. It's Russell. Maybe we'll see something there with Russell, who knows. That's it, Cheryl. Give a thumbs up and a share, and a subscribe and a double click on notifications. So, yeah, Biden. Joseph is 73, which is number, which is Egypt, which is sacrifice. Obelisk, but Biden is 34. Military, 34 Grace, but yeah, together. Joseph Biden is Trump's, because he's in his back pocket, is 107. So the actor formerly known as Biden will be stepping down soon. There's probably many actors, I'm sure there is. Anyway, so that's what's happening. But 106 days to go. 106, yeah, red pilling. Platinum, one of the precious metals. So yeah, like I was saying 2 days ago on episode, because we're doing the reverse countdown, so it was been about the 108 number, which is Twilight, which is Fitzgerald. I talked about, do you remember I talked about the Oz, or the O2 Centre on the Greenwich Mean Time, Greenwich, Wizard of Oz, where they had the Olympic Games in 2012, and a guy guy called Dong. It was either, I think his name was Dong Dong. I might have said Ding Dong. I think it's Dong Dong. And he won. He jumped the highest, so he got the gold medal for jumping the highest. And Dong, it's a bell. But the O2 Centre, as it's called now, and it was, I think, previous, and then it got changed. So it was the Millennium Dome, it's the O2 Centre, and then it was something else. What was it called? Not Guards Parade. It was something else. There was a third name it was given just temporarily for that period of the Olympics. We've got the Olympics coming up, obviously, end of this week. It starts in Paris, 63. But you know how I said I think it's the fourth bell? I talked about the Liberty Bell, and that was kind of coming as I was talking to you guys and girls. So I'll probably do more of this on locals on my subscription for my subscribers. So I do news with Tom Numbers there, and I'll do more in depth on it. Ah, bless you. Thanks, Tracy. So guess what happened? I put a tweet out about it. So give a thumbs up. Is anyone here subscribed to my Twitter? Follow me on Twitter. So I spoke about this so we're Monday now. I spoke about this on Saturday, and I was talking about the Dong. So the guy that won it, his name was Dong. He jumped the highest on the trampoline. He won the trampoline. But it's the O2 Centre. O2 is the chemical symbol for oxygen. It's two molecules of oxygen joined together, so it's O2. So everybody's familiar with that, yeah? So look at the Daily Star. So I get this early. I get this about 10:30, 11 o'clock at night in the UK. They publish it before online, and then it comes out in today's newspaper. So it was today's newspaper. Have a look at this. So you see this Sleepy Joe. Obviously, there's the whole thing of him stepping down. But then if we zoom in, look what the advert is. It's oxygen, and you get trampoline passes. So oxygen is O2, which is the O2 Centre, where the first bell went off in 2012 when Dong jumped the highest. He leaped the highest on a leap year. 34 Leap, 34 DJT, 34 Neo, 34 Grace, 34 Biden. See how that goes? Biden's 34 is all dark. Anyway, so the numbers are they know the good numbers. But can you see that there's a trampoline? So it's oxygen, which is the O2 Centre, which I spoke about, and it's to do with trampolining. You see? So even when they're doing the adverts, they're confirming. There's your confirmation. You got it, Millie. And I said the fourth bell, because I thought it'd be 3. We'd finish it in 2020, but it's clear it's 2024 now because we've had the pause. And the fourth bell will be the Liberty Bell that will get rung out, as it does in Witness. Witness is 109, Zapruder at 109, PT 109. That's how it works. And I think I might have even said in that show about JFK 46, Dove 46, atomic number for palladium 46, and 46 is Park as well. Is it $34 right now? Brilliant. See, this is how it works. The synchronicity. This is because we're in a matrix, because we're in a computer game simulation. It talks you through numbers, through synchronicities, through words, letters, symbols, and I had it last night, just in between watching a film. I was watching Free Guy. So Free is 34 DJT Leap. Guy is 53 COVID. So you could even say COVID Leap, but that's 87, which is Truth, which is Justice, which is Stella Junior. But Free Guy is all about NPCs. And during those adverts, the film was on, I had 2 synchronicities off during the adverts as well. I spoke about the Ken Bruce one, when he's talking about you, the 21st letter. So it just carries on. It's brilliant, people. It's brilliant. Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at it right now. You've even got five lucky numbers. So it's talking about the lucky numbers. And then page 22, 22 plus 5 is 27 JFK. 27 people have already said was on the fireman's uniform that President Trump pointed out. The guy's name, I did it really quickly earlier on today. His name comes, if I did it correctly, comes to 110. 110 is president, so President JFK is 27 plus the guy's name. And it's in Buffalo. That's where he was, or the Buffalo unit. It must be the town, the place, Buffalo. But President JFK, and people were saying, was that Junior? So, you know, hey Esther, fives are change, yeah. Fives are change. And you've got the seagull. So they're always talking about gull, seagull. They always seem to do, I noticed the seagull pops up a lot when they talk about psych gulls, psych or psycho seagulls. So when I do comms, quite often they'll put a seagull in as well. I've noticed that as well. But seagull is 77, which is Christ, which is power, which is character. And so when you've got the non-player characters, so get this, okay, so source character. So the non-player characters, NPC, comes to 197, which comes to November the 5th. Or the 5th of November, I should say, every last secret. But then remember comes to source character. Source is 81, tower, dollars, Zimbabwe, and character is 77, which is player, which is Christ, which is Hertz. So if you do source character, it comes to 158, which is top trumps. So source character, they're saying they're the ones that are real people. And I've seen many ratios on this. I put a tweet out saying what percentage. I got sent something today in a chat, and they were saying that only 1 in 5,000 people are a source character. And all the others are different NPCs. But anyway, when you do source character, 158, remember, top trumps, 158. Add them together, 197 is the 5th of November. It's also non-player character, NPC. So source character, or source player, I should say, because player and character are the same. They're both 77, which is Christ. So think on that, people. When people talk about Christ, if we're in a game, 26 is God, card is 26, game is 26, you know. So if it's source player or source character and then a non-player character, it's 158, remember, source character plus non-player character, excuse me, is 197, the 5th of November. So you add those together, comes to 355. So remember the 5th of November comes to source player plus non-player character. Is that what happens? Is that what we find out? Do we see the reality of it? And Free is 34 Leap, and that's what that film is all about. It was really quite interesting. And it's like, when you think you're a source character in the game, life takes on a little bit of a different feel. It's quite interesting. It's quite calming as well. It's quite reassuring. It's like, okay, if that is real, you take the positive side, positive 11.5, November 5th, art of the deal 11.5, intelligence 11.5. You take that and it's like, okay, so if that's the case, even if you just run with the possibility of that as an idea, it kind of takes the sting out of kind of jarring decisions. And you're just like, okay, if they're just, you know, Agent Smiths in the Matrix, it doesn't become as, it's not as potentially, we've got, is that 81 in the chat? No, 50 on. It's not potentially as detrimental. You know, when you get hit up with the emotions and, you know, the buffetings of Satan, the buffetings of life moving you this way and that, when you entertain the possibility that you're a source player or a source character, i.e. you're a real one, and so many others aren't, it doesn't seem to affect you as much. Might be a key to the universe, who knows? There's also, well, I'll look up the numbers on this, but so Battery Park in New York. I remember the first time I went to New York, I loved New York. I felt the vibe. Be the observer. Yeah, that's it. We observe. If you're the observer, you're the chooser. You know, you choose the reality. Or is it waves or is it particles? You know, you get to choose. But I remember my story really starts in New York when I met Ivanka. It was around the time my cousin Paul died. Met those two people the same day of birth as him, 118, The Matrix, 118, The Storm, 118, The Awakening, 118, 244, Witness Protection, yeah. But I remember, so a lot of miraculous things happened there in 2015, and then President Trump comes down the escalator 5 days later after I meet Ivanka in Manhattan, 92, reverse 92, numbers 92. But I remember during 2020, it was either a video he did before or at that time, but he talked about New York having this energy, an energy 74, Gematria 74, English 74, Muhammad 74, DeLorean, the time machine car 74. It's like, yeah, New York energy. And even the king or the alien is 74. I was doing numbers on the King of New York. I was saying that was Trump. And anyway, but also there's that battery. So they call it the Battery or Battery Park, which is at the tip of Manhattan, which is right next to where the two pins of the towers. And here in England, we have 3 pins for electric. Electrical is 88, Trump, they say that in Back to the Future. Emmett Brown says it, 148, Emmett Brown. Time Traveler, 148, Donald J. Trump. Mark reposted a tweet about Trump being a time traveler, and he is, you know, they all are. It's like when Kai pops up and says, I'm a Trump, so, you know, yeah. But, you know, when you've got the plug, the electrical socket, there are 2 pins that go into the wall, aren't they? And if you think of those towers as pins, they've gone down because there's a battery, there's an electrical source there, battery park. In the UK, we have 3 pins. So we have 2, same length, but then we have a third one, which is a bit smaller, so that could be building 7. And I've said many times, I think we'll see those 2 return, and we'll see the one that's right there, right now, existing still. But there's some numbers on it with Battery Park in New York. I've got them, I'll share them probably tomorrow. But they come to 355 as well when you do the phrase that I've found. And it's like, if this is an NPC world, this is a computer world, a motherboard, system upgrade, artificial intelligence, real players, non-player characters, the energy source. It's like, it's a bit too on the nose. It's right there, isn't it? The Trinity, yeah, the Trinity, and I've met Trinity. I've met Trinity from The Matrix, Carrie-Anne Moss. I've met Neo, Keanu Reeves. Didn't get a picture with him, but I got a picture with Trinity. Morpheus. I've interviewed Sophia, who wrote The Matrix and Terminator. And Terminator is the prequel to The Matrix. So Sarah Connor gives birth to John Connor, but John Connor is Neo is the son of Sarah Connor. You know, so. And she drew the interesting parallel of how Matrix 4, which is very different. She basically said it's John Wick, because Neo's got long hair like he's got it John Wick, and you got the Joker because Morpheus isn't in it, but you've got the Joker character. It's all very peculiar. You observed a comet this morning. Wow, tell us more. Tell us more. So yeah, but the comms keep coming, you know. It's like Elon said, you know, if we're in base reality, it's probably billions to 1 that we're in base reality, i.e. it's a simulation. And, you know, the graphics in computer games these days are far more realistic than they were when you just had Pong, you know, 2 bats, or Pac-Man. And that's only 20, 20, 30, 40 years ago. But now it's got so in depth, it looks so real. Imagine another 100 years, another 1,000 years of that development. Reality would be totally indistinguishable. I still don't fully understand how they're able to do the whole thing, because I get, the headset and stuff. But maybe there's something we just can't see and it's on there, but like the other senses, so the visual and the audio, but the taste, sight and smell, I guess it's just another layer of detail and advancement. But anyway, whatever it is, it talks to us. It talks to us in numbers. It talks to us in synchronicities. It talks to us in the headlines of newspapers. It talks to us when you're watching a film or an advert. It talks to you. Oh, someone walks past and they say the exact thing that you were thinking just then. So it's talking to us. So it's showing us that it's not what it said on the tin. It's something far more real, and that's exciting. 2 orbs, okay, fantastic. Spiritual mathematics. Hey, Carol, good to see you. Spiritual is 125, which is time travel, which is what am I Skywalker? There you go. I'm a red Skywalker. So Skywalker is 125, which is spiritual. So spiritual mathematics is Skywalker mathematics, and that's Anakin Skywalker, which is 175, which is consciousness. Lady Diana Francis Spencer. Yeah, Star Wars 119, redemption. Freddie Mercury says about in the Bicycle song, he says he doesn't like Star Wars. There's another code for Star Wars, which is 119, which I won't mention on here, but it's not nice at all. In fact, it's the complete opposite of what would be considered good. I wonder if Freddie was talking about it back then. He said he doesn't like it. Interesting enough, Ivanka did a podcast about 2 weeks ago with Lex Friedman, is his name. Is it Lex? He's got a big podcast. She doesn't do many shows, but she spoke about Michael Jackson and about Freddie Mercury in that podcast. I wonder why. They all have to come back. Johan Cruyff, the soccer player, who I predicted will come back, his name is 127, which is Ace of Spades, or the Ace of Spades, the pineapple, Magic November. But it's November 5th, 5th. November 5th is Johan Cruyff. So they will have to come back, Anyway, so how has everyone been? How you all been today? We're only 106 days away. Tomorrow will be 105 days away. So the countdown is happening. And we'll see how the movie pans out politically and all these other things. I wonder what we'll get in terms of weather. We had pretty good weather today. Pretty decent. It's been like sunny, rainy, on off. And we're in the middle of summer right now with July, So anyway, I'm going to bid you adieu. Farewell. I will see you soon. I'll see you tomorrow. And I'm going to do a bit over on locals, more with in terms of that decode with the paper. So come over and subscribe if you want to. And I'll see you soon. All right, everyone. You take care. Much love. God bless. Thanks a lot. See you soon. Bye.